Good day to you all. You are welcome to our series on snail rearing once again. My name is Pastor Kola, the Chief Executive of Adore Farms here in Ibadan. Before I go into the topic for today, I normally remind you that you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just press the subscribe button and the bell. The reason being that we are going to be bringing many training films on snails rearing, how to rear snails, and different things that affect snail rearing, so that they'll be loaded on your devices. Today, the topic we are considering is factors to consider in choosing a site for snail rearing. Factors to consider in choosing a site for snail farming. As I told you in early episodes, snail farming or agriculture is very lucrative, and it can catapult your economy within a very short time. But you must have adequate knowledge so that you don't burn your fingers. One of the most important things is the site that you choose to use. So I'm going to be telling you some factors you should consider, especially those of you that you want to go on a large scale. Also, even the people that want to have a small scale snail farming, you need to consider these factors. Number one, escape-proof housing. Escape-proof housing. Snails are known as escape specialists. So their housing must prevent the location, and the housing must prevent every form of escape. Different types of housing are available depending on the scale to which you want to go in snail rearing. And let me quickly tell you this: 70% of the success of your agriculture or snail rearing will be determined by your housing and your feeding. I repeat that again. 70% of the success of your snail farming, it depends on two things: the housing and the feeding. So you must be careful the way you construct the housing. The housing you construct, it must guarantee good temperature, good humidity, and good humidity. Is very important. Snails require moderate temperature and high humidity. When these factors are present, the snails, they do very well. So now I've told you, number one factor to consider when you are choosing a site is ability to construct an escape-proof housing. So number two, temperature and humidity. Temperature and humidity. Snails, they are cold-blooded animals. They are very sensitive to temperature and humidity. They thrive best between temperature of 25 degrees and 29-30 degrees. Anything above 30 degrees from above and above, they are affected. So you must regulate their temperature. You must place them under a good moderate temperature. Very important for their development. Also, humidity is quite important. What is humidity? Humidity is the relative amount of water content or moisture in the air. They require high humidity. It's very important. This is why snails do better in rainy seasons. Though on the farm, you can create an environment that will make your snails to yield around the year once you know what you are doing. Number three factor that you should consider before siting a snail farm is the wind speed and direction. The wind speed and direction is very important. Wind dries moisture from the body of snails. Wind they dry the moisture from the body of snails. And if your snails dry out, it's either they go to dormancy or they even die. So it's not good to sight them where there is too much wind and there is no windbreaker. So it's better to site your snairy or snail housing downhill and protected by trees. Normally, anywhere we have a snail housing, we always plant banana trees and pawpaw trees round, fruit trees round it. Number one, to prevent too much wind. And number two, to give some shade and to also regulate the temperature. It's very, very important. During the dry season, snails, they go into dormancy. That is the one outside. What does that mean? They cover themselves with a whitish calcium material. And they can be like that for the next 4 or 5 months. All the food they will eat is already stored inside them. And it's when they see water and good temperature now, they break out of that material. Well, that could be good for outside, but it's not good for the farm because valuable time is lost. Because during the time they're in dormancy, they will never develop or never grow more than what they were before. So on your farm, you must prevent dormancy as much as possible by creating a good environment of moderate temperature and good humidity, by watering always and putting them under adequate shade. Number 4 factor to consider when you want to site a snail farm is soil characteristics. Soil characteristics. It is very, very important. The major habitat of soil of snail is soil. They cannot exist without soil. They lay on soil. They even eat part of the soil. Apart from their food, they eat soil. They lay their eggs, they dig the soil and lay their eggs inside the soil. Also during the dry season, they dig part of the soil and hide there. So you need good soil. You must know the type that is good for farming, for snail farming. Snail shell requires a lot of calcium. So the soil you will use should be rich in calcium and in water. They require a lot of water, but it should not be waterlogged. Too much water can kill your snails. The soil should be damp 24 hours of the day, but should not be wet. It should not be waterlogged. So clay soil is not good for snail farming. Don't ever use clay soil. Clay soil, it does not permit water. So during the rainy season, it's waterlogged. It does not permit water to to drain. Also during the dry season, it cracks. This is not good for snail rearing. On the other hand, sandy soil is not good for snail rearing. It's very porous. It does not retain water at all. And the soil you use needs some retention of water. So if you do your snairy, you put your snails on sandy soil, they will not do well. The best type of soil to use is loamy soil. Loamy soil has a lot of organic matter in them. It's just it retains just the adequate amount of water. The excess one drains away. Any soil that can plant cocoyam or can plant leafy vegetable is it's good. That's the type of garden soil. The type of soil that's black soil you use in your garden. That's the loamy soil. It's very good for snail rearing. Also, you must avoid acidic soil. Acidic soil is dangerous to your snails. It will affect their shell, and that is why you must avoid soil that is acidic. And any soil is acidic, we always treat it with lime to regulate the pH. This is the work of consultants. You can consult us. Also, there was a day somebody invited me to his farm to come and see his farm. His animals, his snails were dying in hundreds. When I went there and investigated what was wrong, I saw that he packed the soil he used from dump sites. Don't pack the soil from dump sites. You know, dump site, they put everything there and it becomes acidic. You know, people come put battery, they put also, they put plastic, they put everything. So it contains a lot of germ that can kill the snake. It's toxic, it can be toxic, also it can be acidic. You go and pack soil from a virgin land. You cannot get the soil yourself. All these people that's packing soil for all these people with vehicles, big vehicles that pack soil for sand for building, you can beg them to go and pack garden soil for you. But you should warn them not to go to dump site, because if they go to virgin land, they will have to pay. So some of them, they want to cut corners, they will just go to branch in the dump site and pack. You must warn them against that. To round it up, you must consider all these factors before you site your snairy. Lest I forget, snail housing is also known as snairy. Snairy is not the act of rearing snail, no. Agriculture is the act of rearing snails. But snairy is the housing for snails. Before I go, let me remind you of our services. As you can observe, we're in a section of Adorary Farms. We train and retrain. You can train your staff and retrain you and retrain your staff. We also conduct training in different parts of the country. We conduct in Lagos, we conduct in Port Harcourt, we conduct in Abuja. Also, we set up farms for people. We have set up farms for many people, and they are thriving today. Also, we supply good quality snails, hybrid snails that mature very fast and also give many offsprings, and also become very big, because many snails, they stagnate at a certain level. But some snails that we supply, ovum and SMO, they turn to be very big. They grow big. You can contact us. We transport our snails all over the country. There's no part of the country we don't send our snails. Just pay into our account, we send it to you by transport. You can contact us on this number: 080 62 75 6753. 080 62 75 6753. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel by pressing the subscribe button and also the bell button, so that other videos we're going to be bringing very shortly will be loaded to your device. Thank you and God bless.